Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Just give me a second so that I finish setting up my settings on my end. I should be almost done. Almost there. Oh, there we go. So we should be good to go. Oh, hello, Wally West. You sure are first. Let's do a quick checkup. I'm trying to sell a bunch of white mods. Hello, Stone Nation. Find a way to to farm marks. Yeah, I suppose. Basically, basically when you're 153, let's take a quick look. When you're 153, you have little choices. You have to play your duos. That's an easy way to get marks at that point. Like basically in the 150s. There's quite a few missions actually that you can play that would still give you marks at 150. And then you would have to pretty much play some 4-player missions. The 4-player missions can be a bit challenging because in some cases, let's see, like the Desecrated Cathedral is probably the best example of that. Is that, as you can see, the minimum combat rating for Desecrated Cathedral is 113. You can see that the suggested combat rating is 132. But 113 for Desecrated Cathedral, that is way too low. So doing those missions will be challenging unless you're way unless your combat rating is way too high. And if your combat rating is too high, you won't get marks of victory from those missions. So if you're somewhat like 154, I think your character was 154. Am I mistaken? If you're trying to get marks at 154, you're going to be a little high compared to the suggested combat rating, but if you have some 113 players with you, it will make it a bit challenging. I've seen a few of the Allman calls. I didn't see them all. Hello, Abdullah. It's been a while. So for basically you have a little choice, but to play the 2-player missions, the 4-player missions. For 1 player, I think there's only the Iceberg Lounge really that you can play, unless you can still play the Science Spire. Oh, actually, the Science Spire and the so you could play the Tier 7 and Tier 8 solo missions. Of course, I remember you, Abdullah, with your Batman character. Yeah, I hadn't seen you in a while. I thought you were probably too busy to play. It happens. It's okay if you're working on your speedster. Which reminds me, let's take a quick look. I always tell you, whenever you get the chance, go to the broker, take a look at what's up for sale. So let's do that before we get started. So let's see. Oh, there's no Ultraman cape. I'm so sad. I should probably get a nice Ultraman statue again. We'll see. And let's take a quick look at the Stalwart Defender. Hello, Frigton. Sorry if I missed some of you guys. It's kind of hard sometimes for me to keep an eye on the chat and try to do stuff at the same time. 67 million, Abdullah? Damn, you did good. The next for DC movies, that's Aquaman, and that's only going to be like in November 2018 or something like that. So let's start a bit easy. Let's get started with let's go started by playing some Gotham Earth 3 missions. Basically, I'm not playing the Earth 3 missions enough, so I'm gaining marks way too slowly. So at this rate, it'll take me forever to get the all-man set of gear. So I should probably try to play the Earth 3 missions a little more. Hello, Wonder Boy. You're selling... Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm in the evil PvP. I may as well change a server. I usually play on the PvP server, but usually, especially if you need to group with people, it's better to stick to the PvE server. Most players play on the PvE server. Sadly, what happens way too often is that when you try to group with people, you try to phase with them, and it tells you that oops, you're not in the on the same phase. You're on PvP and they're in PvE, so you have to switch anyway. Oh, so you sold it. Ah, that's good. I hope you got a good price for it. Yeah, quantum tunneling works as a shield. We'll try to show it to you. Give me half a second, and I'll show you. I'll show it to you, Wonder Boy. If someday, there we go. So let's grab a little free mark. For those of you who may not know, I'm not sure why sometimes they have this little machine. Like at some point they had this in Riddled with Crime in the Amusement Mile mission. Now they seem to have it here. They didn't have it originally, but at some point they seem to have added this little machine. That gives you just one mark of victory and one Ultra Buck. If your combat rating, like right now I'm combat rating 220. If you're combat rating 207 or more, then you get an Ultra Buck and a mark of victory. If you're not combat rating 207, like let's say you're a level 10 who has access to this map, then it just gives you an Ultra Buck. Night Clan? No, I haven't seen that. Or if I did, I didn't notice.
The disease of corruption infects everyone and everything on this earth.
Not sure if I would say they made Quantum terrible. Basically, I was playing Mental originally with this character, and I used the opportunity to switch to Quantum when we got the new update, and I've been doing well. Yeah, I understand what you mean, Abdullah. I haven't seen any Night Clan league, and if I did, I didn't notice. I don't pay attention to League all that much. Okay, so for the quantum tunneling, basically it is still a shield. It does count as a shield if you see quantum tunneling shield. And also I have a few things that will that works with the shield. Like basically I have the regenerative shield, so it heals yourself when you're using a shield superpower. And even better, I've added a mod that says restorative quantum tunneling. Is you a small amount of time when you use quantum tunneling. So so you can see my hit points are going down, so let's use the shield. So you see there was two batch of health point that I gained, 351 and 659 I think. Basically the 351 is the 351 is oh, that's a nice one. The 351 is the one I did the 351 is the one I got thanks to the mod here that says regenerative shielding. So basically anything that counts as a shield gives you back some health, and here the quantum tunneling, since it counts as a shield now, it counts as health too. I guess it is the power of the atom, although an argument could be made for nuclear. But technically, yeah, quantum was made with the atom. If you create a new character, and if you try to create a pre-made character, if you create, let's say, if you choose, let's say, the atom as a pre-made character, your power will be quantum. Am I? Oh, you're so sweet. He made me group leader. So I've already done the mission, but let's do it for our friend, the knight. As you can see, he's wearing the awesome Absolute Zero set of gear. No, I don't know if it's because he doesn't have the shoulders, or maybe he just doesn't want to use the shoulders and the back piece. It happens. Sometimes you just want to use the best parts. Hello, Lynx. Some of you have some weird questions.
My name is Amanda Waller, and as tough as you think you are, I'm tougher.
We're not running a bed and breakfast yet.
Well, a baby pig could give you bacon, so I guess I would go for the baby pig.
I'm on it. 1199, request assistance. Keep fighting.
I knew I chose you for a reason. Nice work.
Probably. I have no idea how dangerous a baby pig is, or a baby crocodile. I guess it depends how big a baby crocodile can get. So let's see. So we need to stop some violent street crime. So let's get started.
I have no problem running you too. Hey, watch your face.
Yeah, I messed up. I should have showed. I have the Captain Cold on this character, so when I showed the Absolute Zero, I should have showed the Captain Cold
Hand over the goods.
headpiece. But I guess I was too much in a hurry to do the video. I completely forgot to show the Captain Cold hood. Maybe if I do a follow up.
Yes, gonna leave him on. Hey, you hurt my clothes. What are you, crazy? I have no problem mugging you too.
Well, right now the new gear we have in game is the Christmas gear, the Christmas seasonal gear. So let's see what else do we need to do. But the next one will be the anti-monitor one. So that should be January 3rd. And I suspect then there will be another one in maybe February, March, depending on how they want the anti-monitor seasonal to last. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that. Hello, Wolf's Bay Mod.
I was just doing my job. Work wanted me to get some extra votes. My pension won't cover this.
Hello, Video Central.
Dispatch. We got a 1035 here. You picked a bad day to mess with the GCPD. Call an ambulance.
Last year the gear was the anti-monitor gear, so I suspect that gear will come back this year. They'll probably add a new set of gear. Like they usually with the seasonals they have the previous seasonal gear, and they just add more seasonal gear to the lot. Like you can see right now with the Christmas seasonal gear, there's like a handful of seasonal gear. There's the current one that they've added. There's also those from the previous years. I suspect they'll do the same with the anti-monitor, so they'll probably add. They'll probably have the anti-monitor gear we had from last year, and they'll probably add some new anti-monitor gear to the vendor. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. The best healer power? I guess it depends. A lot of people like the nature power. The electric power, I personally I really like it. Although the electric power, the healer, from what I understand, the nature healer power pretty much depends on healing over time. So you pretty much starts your healing over time. Your healing over time does most of the work, and once in a while you have to cast a burst heal. As opposed to electric, pretty much seems to depends on burst heal. Most of the burst heal of the heal for electric is burst heal. Even the heal over time in electric can actually work as a burst heal. So if you like to use to just cast your healing over time and then just cast a few heal here and there, I guess you could go with nature. If you don't mind casting a whole bunch of burst heals, then you could probably go with electric. And there's celestial. Celestial could work either way. It could work with burst heal or with healing over time, but celestial depends somewhat on combos. You don't have to use combos with Celestial, but a lot of the combos actually will help you heal a bit. So I guess it depends on what you prefer. If you prefer to just cast heal over time, I would say go with nature. If you don't mind using a whole bunch of burst heals, then you could go with electric. And if you don't mind to use a whole bunch of combos, then you could go with Celestial. Celestial is originally the original battle healer, you could say. In one base, you can have 4 armories, and you can have up to 4 bases. So total, you can have up to 16 armories, but for each base, you can only have 4 armories. Oh, sorry, Daffy, I seem to have missed. What is the update tomorrow? Honestly, I have no idea. I would have to look up the announcement section. Give me a second. I'll try to. I still need 1 or 2 evil police officers, and then I'll look it up. Yeah, I guess sorcery could work too for the healing overtime. An Atlantean Superman. I'd be curious to see that. But yeah, Dafe, just give me a second. I'll take a look at the announcement. Sadly, playing and looking at the chat sometimes it was not tricky, but it's easy to. If I'm focused on playing the game, I can easily miss some of your comments. So let me give me 1 second. I'll look at the. Oh, for yours, I'll have to go back. Video Central. It depends. A lot of people like to use Earth for Superman because they like to be able to use. I forget the actual name. Sledgehammer, something like that. Jackhammer. So they like to use Jackhammer to sort of punch the ground as if they had super strength. Basically, personally, I'm using when I'm using, let's say, ice with like my Supergirl. She has an ability where she punches the ground and it creates a whole bunch of ice around her, and that kind of mimics her punching the ground. But no, Wolf Mod has left the chat. That's so sad. But so a lot of people like to use Earth because of that. They like punching the ground. Personally, using ice, I can kind of punch the ground to mimic super strength a bit. And I kind of like using fire as well. So personally, when I create a Superman character, or if I create a character kind of like Superman, that where I want the character to be super strong, I'll usually go with tank so that he can absorb a lot of damage, so that he has a lot more defense to sort of mimic the Superman invulnerability. So usually I'll go with whatever tank power feels appropriate. But yeah, a lot of people seems to think that Earth is the way to go. Let's see. So let's take a quick look at the announcement. Server downtime, December 7th. Okay, what's going to happen tomorrow? So tomorrow we have a hotfix and we have daily maintenance on the servers. So the US world will restart at 4 a.m. Pacific time. So tomorrow we're going to have about 3 hours of downtime. Oh, they're going to add for some of you had asked why there was no winter seasonal decorations in Gotham and Metropolis. Basically, apparently, for some reason they didn't add them just yet. They're going to add them tomorrow. But let me take a look at the full update note. A 60 Batman DLC could be kind of cool. Deathstroke is on the pipeline. Robin, sure, I guess it's going to be tricky to make a Robin video because there's not really that much to make with about Robin. There's like a style and a half, maybe. Like there's only a PvP style that's inspired by Robin, and there's like a Robin belt. Yes, we need an original Batman emblem. I agree with that. So let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find the hotfix notes. Live update. Oh, we don't have the. Okay, so we don't have the hotfix notes just yet. Could be. They did start to update to Rebirth. We just don't know exactly all the characters that they're going to do. Right now they've done Superman, and it's easy to understand why. Superman probably is easy enough to do with Rebirth. Seeing how it pretty much, if you notice, The Superman model, pretty much the same thing as the evil Ultraman model that we got. So they pretty much could take the new Ultraman model that they made for Earth 3, and they could easily tweak it so that it became a new Superman model. Right now, I don't see we don't seem to have the hotfix note for tomorrow. So right now, all I can say is that they're going to add the Christmas decoration. Oh, let's take a look at our friend Abdullah. Ah, that's so sweet. There's our little bow. Oh, and a thumbs up. Why not? So as you can see, our friend Abdullah went with the Batman Beyond shoulders, the Green Arrow headpiece, the enhanced version, the mask. Not sure which mask that is. I think it's the Green Arrow mask. The belt is the Green Arrow belt. Obviously, the chest is the Stalwart Defender. The boots seems to be the Nuclear boots. The pants, I think, are Stalwart Defender as well. For the gloves, not sure what that is. And there's no back piece. And the aura looks kind of nice. Oh, and I missed a whole truckload of comments. Give me half a second. I'm not sure if they'll make any... So let's try and finish our mission. So let's finish our mission and we'll go see Abdullah's base or Legal afterwards.
You don't know who you're messing with, do you? What?
I haven't heard about a Superman or a Justice League game. Although there were rumors that supposedly we're going to get another game by the people who did the Arkham games.
Don't touch me.
But I didn't hear it. I don't know if it's supposed to be a Superman game or a Justice League game or one more Batman game. I don't really have any information on that front. Some of you guys have been requesting some Arkham Knight videos. I'll see what I can do. Hello, Barry Hallen. And for those of you who have been requesting videos, don't worry. As soon as I get the chance, I'll get around to making those videos. I basically have a whole bunch, a pretty big backlog of videos that I need to make. So don't worry, your video is somewhere in the pipeline. If for some reason you're afraid that maybe I forgot to make your video, just remind me.
The money is being transferred to the client.
But pretty much, it's usually more a matter of there's only so many videos I can make in one day.
My contact says everything is green.
Maybe I should start making videos full time, 12 hours a day, so that I can make all the videos you guys want. Is that the game that Rocksteady are making? Superman Open World? That would be nice. Although if you can play DC Universe Online, you can create a pretty decent Superman. But I guess having an official Superman game, it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, Deathstroke is already in the pipeline. If you really want to see a Deathstroke video, I already made one in June or July. So in the meantime, you could take a look at that video. But sure, I'll make a full video soon. The thing is, there's a whole bunch of things of new stuff that happens at the same time. Like we got the Earth 3 DLC, then we got the Winter Seasonal, and now we got the mid-season finale. We got the crossover for the CW TV shows, and now we got the mid-season finale. So there's a lot of reasons to make videos right now. So it's kind of hard to try to do everything at once. But yeah, the videos are in the pipeline. So as soon as I get the chance, I'll do them all if I can. I have to admit, I'm not a Power Ranger fan. Basically, Power Rangers was after my time. By the time they made Power Rangers, I was a pretty old guy already, so I didn't really follow Power Rangers at all.
Gordon's hold on this city is slipping away.
The people of this
But I could see what I can do about that. And the same with the Ninja Turtles. When the comics were first published, I guess I could have been the audience for those comics, but I didn't have really any real interest in those comics. I kind of liked the cartoon that they did afterwards. I think it was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons, especially the opening. The opening was pretty awesome, I thought, and of course the. So basically, I kind of liked the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, but I wasn't really a fan of the series. And I was a bit surprised when I saw the first film. I expected something really crappy, I suppose, and it actually was pretty good. And the way the animatronic they had for the head of the ninjas worked real well. So I thought they did a really good job with the first film. The second film it was so-so, and the third film was horrible. But the overall with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, they managed to do a good job most of the time. And I even kind of liked the Michael Bay version they did not too long ago. But sadly, the Michael Bay version was pretty much a disaster in terms of box office, especially the second one. As for updating the movement, I wouldn't expect anything like that. But no, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the. Or there was K9 who. Oh. I'm not sure about. Sometimes there are logging issues with DC Universe Online. I'm not sure what your issue could be. Uh, Short of writing a ticket to support, I'm not sure what else you can actually do. So right now our friend Abdullah is trying to give us access to his legal, and somehow it doesn't seem to work. So for the fix to log in, I'm not sure what to suggest. On our end, there's not really anything we can do really, other than trying to log in and seeing if it works or if it doesn't work. Well, thank you, Canine Plays. It's much appreciated. So for the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles, I'll see what I can do about making styles for those. But I'm gonna have to do a bit of research. For the Ninja Turtles, it would be simple enough. Although, not sure what I would use to fake the head of the turtles. I'm gonna have to look it up. But for the Power Rangers, it should be simple enough. It's just gonna be a matter of me doing a bit of research, and also I know there's been many incarnation or many generations of the Power Rangers. So I guess I will have to look it up at all those incarnations. So I guess we're not going to see the legal of our friend Abdullah. We'll see it next time. Thank you, Lynx. I was pretty proud of getting the Ultraman cape. I was pretty proud of getting the Ultraman cape, and the Ultraman emblem looks really sweet, so I was very happy in the end. I wish they had used the Ultraman emblem from the Earth 3 Jelly Earth 2 comic book, but sadly they went with the new 52 version of Ultraman, and in the end it doesn't really matter because they did a really good job with the emblem, but it could have been nice to get the other emblem. Who knows, maybe if they make an Earth 3 DLC Part 2, we'll get more Crime Syndicate emblems, and the Earth 2 Ultraman emblem will be made. We'll see. One last try. Nope. Okay, so we're going to go and play. Let's see if we can play some Earth 3 missions. So we've done the solo missions. I guess I could try it and play the... Well, let's see first if we can do it with our friend Abdullah. I guess not. Oh, the group was disbanded. I'm so sad. So let's try and cure for the... Oh, let's cure for them all. No, that was quick. Yeah, for the cape you need to be combat rating 207, and also you need to play the elite version of the mission. So even if your combat rating 207, that's not enough. You have to play the elite version of the mission, and I'm not sure if people will let you play the elite version of the mission at combat rating 207. I wouldn't be surprised if either people give you the boot, or when they make their group, they tell you to just leave the group. But the best option for the cape, just buy it from the broker. Yes, it is expensive. I had to buy it for like 100 million, but it was worth it. I really enjoy my little Ultraman cape. So for that alone, that was worth it. So in case you didn't notice, I know I've made video about the, let's say the easy version of that mission. But if you play the regular version of the mission, you have to use the rocks as covers for the evil LexCorp Lieutenant, because at some point he does fire you. He does shoot you with some sort of a laser, and in order to be able to block the laser, you need to use those little rocks here, and they kind of protects you against that evil laser. Oh. As you saw, I didn't stay there long enough. My bad.
Looks like I just missed the action.
Let's go for the focusing element.
Good work securing the site. The ship is empty.
So in the Earth 3 DLC, they've been trying to add an element where you need to use sometimes the location to your advantage. So sometimes you'll need to hide here. You need sometimes to hide behind the rocks. There's the 4-player missions where you need to hide behind some pillars. And the 8-player missions, there's also a mission or two where you need to hide behind some stuff. I forget which one exactly. It does make the job a bit harder. If you're a healer or a controller, it does make your job a bit harder, because when people are hiding behind the rock, it makes it harder for you to try to heal them or to try to give them some power. No one is selling the Allman gear because the Allman gear is a vendor gear. So you can only purchase the Allman gear to the Earth 3 vendor, and you cannot purchase the Allman gear and then put it up for sale on the broker. You really have to purchase it yourself from the Earth 3 vendor.
All right, mystery man, we're here. Who the hell are you?
Good afternoon.
So people cannot really sell the Allman gear on the broker, sadly.
It's uncanny. He looks just like you.
The exception to that might be the OP helmet, but nah, I don't. You could sell the collections from the OP helmet, but I don't think you can actually sell the helmet itself.
Sure. I have much more dire thing. Enough, you loquacious twit.
So if you don't see any Allman gear on the broker, it's quite simply because you have to buy it from the vendor. And sadly, in order to be able to buy it from the vendor, you have to be combat rating 207. So if you go to the Earth 3 vendor and you're only maybe level 10, well, sadly, you cannot purchase the Allman set of gear. You can only purchase the Johnny Quick set of gear if you're level 10. Let's go grab that little barrel here. So as you see, there's a whole bunch of mechanics. Like there was some sort of frost thingy, or was it smoke? I'm not sure. That was coming from the ceiling, like there. You can see that kind of ice thingy. That's something that you don't have in the regular version of the mission, if I remember correctly. And you can see my character is also debuffed. There's like a healing debuff on my character. Now it's gone, but it was there briefly. Oh, let's summon our old friends. So when you play the missions from the event tab, the missions are a little bit easier, if not a lot easier, than if you play them from the actual on-duty menu. So if you're used to playing the missions from the event tab, and then you find the missions much more difficult, it's because they are. The missions are much more difficult when you play them from the on-duty menu.
I am not your enemy. Please, you must listen.
I could play Allman tomorrow. We'll see.
By tyranny, my Earth needs your help.
What you say is true, and this is a problem for the Justice League.
Please, summon me. Thank you for coming. I am here because an immensely powerful group of super beings called the Crime Syndicate has seized control of my world and make violence and vice a way of life. The vast majority of the police are corrupt, and the citizens have chosen ignoble paths to survive.
I haven't seen that many people using the Alexander Luthor set of gear. I've seen a few, but nowhere near as much as when we had the Batman Beyond gear. With Batman Beyond, holy crap, a whole bunch of characters were wearing some Batman Beyond inspired gear. With Alexander Luthor, I didn't see that many people using that gear. Although I did see a few. It's weird how they pretty much made a mix of the Lex Luthor gear from the New 52, especially from Forever Evil, and they mixed it with the Alexander gear. Basically, they used the Lex Luthor gear from Earth 2, and they made it gold like Alexander Luthor. So it's always a bit funny and a bit I was going to say weird, but that's the wrong word. Anyway, it's always a bit funny to see how sometimes they'll do an amalgam of different characters within one character.
Or step out of line.
But in that case, it kind of works. The gold motif of Alexander Luthor with the armor of Lex Luthor, it kind of works.
Keep an eye on Lex. I'd bet crypto is very...
You need to buy the DLC, or you need to be combat rating 207, or you need to be a legendary player. Oh yeah, Batman Beyond, nothing beats Batman Beyond. Or nothing beats anything with Batman. But I was talking in the context of the Lex Luthor armor.
This is now a crime.
So if you're wondering why I'm using the loadout that I'm using, basically it's to be able to do just what I was doing right now. It's to be able to cast as many powers as I want without ever running out of power.
I got $20 on the one on the left.
I cannot cast powers indefinitely, but I can cast it long enough that by the time I start to maybe run out of power, the battle is long over.
Gordon, your time as mayor is over.
Yeah, the Earth 3 events allows you to raise your CR even if you're not a legendary player. So it's one of the good things of that of the events.
Cut it any closer, Owlman? I had to make
Well,
sure.
Batman is a pretty popular character, so I'm not surprised if we had 2 time capsules with Batman. Actually, what I'm surprised is that we didn't get more. It would have been easy to take the alternate Batmans from Origin Crisis and turn them into a style for the time capsules. So I'm very surprised that they didn't do that.
Time is different.
And even with Batman, there's so many Batman versions that they could make. They could make the Hellbat armor. They could make Batman from the diverse eras we had. They could make the long-eared Batman from the 70s. They could make the Batman from the 1989 movie. They could make. There's so many versions of Batman they could make. That the only thing that surprises me is that they only did 2 time capsules with Batman yet. And we can pretty tell that those are pretty much the best selling time capsules, seeing how those are the ones that still require that still are the most expensive on the broker. Like there's some gear that we got from time capsules, like the Guardians gear. I kind of like it personally. It's a nice retro style. But you can see from the prices on the broker that nobody likes that style. Nobody is purchasing that style. And you can barely get a handful of peanuts if you try to sell the Guardian style on the broker. But if you try to sell the Batman Beyond or even the future Batman style, you will get a lot more cash from the broker.
First steps in the story. Remove.
I didn't get anything worth it.
If removing him gives us a foothold, then by all means, let's get to work.
Let's go for the ring, I suppose.
This is only the beginning.
Now let's give a little bow to our friend. And or is he gone? Oh, he's still there. He deserves a little bow. Hello, Swag. You don't see people wearing the Batman Beyond gear? Holy crap, there was so many of them at some point that one out of 2 players, it seemed, was playing Batman Beyond. Let's go see if we can find a few in the Watchtower. I'm sure a Central City time capsule with maybe a flash set of gear, that could be nice. I guess we're gonna have to wait. In the long run, they're going to do a whole bunch of different styles and different characters with the time capsules. We just need to wait and see what they actually end up doing. Oh, I thought I could leave. Okay. Oh, I'm not saying the Guardian style isn't good. What I'm saying is that if you have some Guardian style and try to sell it on the broker, you're going to end up selling it for a handful of peanuts, as opposed to if you get the Batman Beyond style or the future Batman style, you can sell those styles for at least a little more, if not a lot more, than the Guardian style. Also, it depends on where you play. Like, if you play on the PvP server, there's not that many people who actually use the Batman Beyond style or iconic styles. Iconic styles are not as popular on the PvP server, but here you can see, like right here, we have one here on with the some Batman Beyond pieces. We have another one right here. We have another one. Is that one? No, not yet. That's just a regular Batman. So if you look around, it's not that difficult to find some Batman Beyond, some character using the Batman Beyond style, and it was even more so. Oh, a nice Taskmaster. And it was even more so when the style was brand new. Like also remember, the Batman Beyond style is already an old style. It's been replaced more or less by the Alexander Luthor. So, or even better, it's been replaced by the Earth 3 styles, like the Allman styles, or here the Evil Ultraman style that I'm wearing. So it's understandable that people have gravitated away from the Batman Beyond style for a bit. But when the style was fresh new, there was a lot of people wearing it. And even now, there's still quite a few people wearing it. Maybe not as much as there was, but there's still quite a few. Hello, Swag. So let's see, do we have time to play one more? Let's go check the broker for just 1 second. Lately, I've been trying to get rid of. I had hundreds of white mods that I just didn't know what to do with. I've been trying to sell them, and I sold some of them, but holy crap, they're worthless. Even asking ridiculous prices like 3,000, 5,000, 500 for a white mod, and people are still are still not buying them. It's atrocious how much these mods are garbage. Yes, the Batman gear is still available. If you look, well, let's take a quick look at what was it called? The Beyond gear? High Tech? I forget. Let's try Beyond. So you can see the belt is still like 400,000, 380, yeah, so roughly about 400,000. The boots, are still like 700,000. The cowl, probably a few millions. Yeah. So the cowl is about 4 millions at the minimum. The gloves, 300,000. The gloves are about 300,000 a pair. The legging, I'm surprised at how cheap the leggings are. So you can get the leggings for like 500,000. Let's skip the moats. The shoulders, 1,700,000. Not surprising. The back piece probably like 4 million. Yeah. So you can see the style is still fairly expensive. Unlike, let's take a look at the Quardian style just for fun. Like the Quardian style or the Dr. Midnight style, those styles are pretty much worthless. Actually, it's more expensive than I remembered. It's funny, when I was trying to sell that garbage, I could barely get 100,000 for a piece. So I guess the prices went up a bit. 300, 200,000. The helmet, less than a million. The jetpack. So you can see the pricey items are not, are like maybe 1/4 of the Batman Beyond. Like the jetpack, 799, basically 800,000. Actually, you get one at 750. So the Quardian gear, even though it should be pretty rare by now since it was available some time ago, you can still get it for very cheap. There was the demand for the Quardian gear isn't really there. I guess people get it once for the character to either get the style or the feat, but they don't get it for all their alternate characters. Unlike the Batman Beyond, where you see a lot of characters running around with at least some Batman Beyond pieces of gear. But I don't see anyone who's asking for some Guardian gear or some Doctor Midnight gear. No one does that. Now let's see here, and you can see the All Man set of gear, or even the Johnny Quick set of gear, is starting pretty much to replace Probably the Batman Beyond gear that some people were using. I thought if a character would have used the Lex Luthor set of gear, it would have been this guy, but nope. Let's go back to let's go to some other vendor or other. Where's there's the other broker? So technically, the Batman gear is still available, even the future Batman. I guess we could take a look at the future Batman prices. Oh, a nice little Robin, ain't he cute? And Zoom is a pretty popular character choice. I see quite a few Zooms in the game, or Reverse Flash, I should say. And let's take a look at the future Crusader. I'm gonna have to write the whole thing. There we go. So you can see like the belt, 600,000, actually 500,000. The boots, 450. The cape, 3 million. The chest, 6.5 million. That's a little pricey still. The helm, 3.3 million. 1 million for the legs. So you can still get the Batman, the future Batman gear, but it will be a bit expensive. So I think we're going to call it a night with that. So tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow I'll try to play maybe with my all-man character, since some of you have been asking about it. You can, well, either you buy it from the broker, or you buy the time capsule, the original time capsule from the broker. But if you buy the time capsule from the broker, then you have to get stabilizers to open those time capsules. So if you're going to buy something from the broker, you may as well just buy the gear. But if you really want to open time capsules for reasons, then you have to buy them from the broker, and then you have to hope that you're going to get the Batman, the future Batman set of gear that you want to get from the time capsules. So right now, those are the two alternatives. Either you buy the time capsules from the broker, or you buy the actual gear from the broker. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Oh, let's say hello to, or goodbye to our friend Falcon. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Tomorrow we'll try to play with our all-man friend, and also I have a whole bunch of videos that are in the pipeline. So I'll probably try to come up with at least a few videos since then. My next video will probably be a video about Legends of Tomorrow. We had the mid-season finale yesterday, and I guess we'll see. So that's it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.